What's going on YouTube? I'm going to talk about the two platforms that I use to resell on, and those two platforms are eBay and Mercari. eBay and Mercari are not the only ones that I use, but those are the ones that I prefer to use. I also use Poshmark, I use Facebook Marketplace, I use OfferUp, and I use Craigslist every once in a while. And it's an app called Nextdoor. It's basically you can sell stuff on there, you can keep up to date with your community and stuff like that. But like I said, eBay and Mercari are the two that I use the most. eBay is the one that is my main one, and Mercari is my secondary one. The reason why I use those two, eBay is more universal, of course, out of the two. I've been doing it the longest. Well, as far as eBay, I've been doing it longer than, of course, Mercari is not. I don't know what year Mercari came out, but I've been doing eBay since 2010. I had not officially like became a reseller in 2010. I think I was just like anybody else that was starting eBay. Um, I just basically had a few items that was laying around in my house that I was no longer using, and I basically list them and I sold them from eBay. And I learned a lot just from starting from 2010. And when I started in 2010, it wasn't thinking that I was going to sell like thousands and thousands of items. It was just like I had a few things that I wanted to sell, and I seen that it was an opportunity to sell on it, and that's basically what I've done. How I started off. Um, eBay, you can sell just about anything on eBay. From cars to toys to clothes. Think about it. If you could think about it, just you probably can just list about anything on there. And if you can't list it on there, of course they will take it off and explain to you why. Um, you can start, like I said, like when I first started, like I said, I would find things in the house that I was no longer using, and then because I'm also an artist, I draw and I paint. I was putting things on there, as far as my art, and I would sell it just to get my name out there, just for people to start. And I actually had people that were actually buying pieces of art from me, like repeat customers that were buying pieces of art from me. So that was a good way to get my art out there. It wasn't something like major expensive, like a $200 piece or something like that. It was something very small. These little cards, like almost like baseball cards. People call them artist. They call it artist trading cards, and you basically draw on it and you sell it, and you can sell it cheaper than you would sell a full size drawing or painting piece of artwork. And that's normally what I was doing, and then like I said, selling the things that I no longer had use for. Um, eBay is not difficult. It can be hard sometimes, and the only reason why I say is it can be hard sometimes. It depends on what you're selling. Now, clothing can be hard to sell, I believe, on any platform, in my opinion. I don't know about everybody else, but in my opinion, I believe clothes can be hard to sell on any platform if you're really trying to make a true profit. Now, I know people that sell clothing, and they go to Goodwills, and they're able to go like you hear somebody say digging in the bins, they're buying it by the pound. A lot of Goodwills that I go to, there's only one in my area where you can buy by the pound, you dig in the bins. But a lot of Goodwills around here, everything has like a set price point. So if I see a shirt, like say if I see this shirt right here, this shirt might be $3, but the actual value of this shirt might not be $3 to sell. I mean, not the actual value, but if I try to sell this shirt, resell it, it might be $6. So I wouldn't buy the shirt for $3 just to sell it for $6, because technically it might sound like a profit, but it's not a profit when you add in the fees that you have to pay back on whatever platform you're on. So it wouldn't be necessarily a good thing to buy a $3 shirt to sell it for $6. So a lot of times the people that are digging in the bins, they're buying all these clothes. They have a better opportunity of making a profit because they're buying it by the pound and not by the piece. So I really genuinely don't go after clothing unless it's a piece of clothing that really would make sense for me to sell, and that will be a good profit, not a small profit. It has to be a good profit for me, in order for me to get that particular piece of clothing. I normally gravitate towards shoes. Normally when I walk in Goodwills or Plato's Closet or wherever is a shoe situation, a thrift store, once upon a child, I normally walk directly to the shoes because the shoes are what I could consider to myself as something that I can make a good profit off real quick, especially if the shoe doesn't need any attention for as cleaning, repainting, whatever have it needs to be done. If I can find a shoe that's in near perfect condition and it's at a good price, $10, depending on what type of shoe it is, and if I know that I can get a decent profit and I can resell it, then I will get it. It's times when I seen shoes that need some attention and I still will buy it, but I know that once I put that attention to it, it will sell. So that's my main, focus on when I go into Goodwills. I always look at shoes, and then it's the hard goods you look at. Then it's the miscellaneous stuff. Then it's stuff that catch your eye and you scan and you try to figure out and try to get the just know the history and try to figure out if it's worth getting to resell. So at the end of the day, you never know when you go on Goodwills what you're going to find. So like I said, eBay, it's a good platform to sell on. It's going to be competition, of course, but if you find the right things and you're posting them, listing them, I mean, you will have a good opportunity of selling things. And like I said, you just got to find the right things, and you got to know where to set your price point. If you're doing a bid, make sure your bid is like where you want to start it at. Or if you're doing straight buy it now, at least put it up to where you have a high bar. So if somebody's going to make an offer to you, they're not like making a lowball offer, or they're not making an offer where you feel like you're not going to make a profit off the situation. And then you also got to make sure, one thing you got to make sure to get a scale. Try to get a scale that weighs more than 5 pounds. Because right now I have a scale that weighs only up to 5 pounds. So I'm kind of like, majority of times I have things that I probably say 100% of my things are probably under 5 pounds. I only have a few things that I know that are above 5 pounds, and I'm really not concerned about it. But try to get you a scale so you can kind of weigh your items. You don't have to weigh it directly in the box, but you at least want to weigh the product by itself first to see where you can kind of put the weight at, and then you can figure out how you're going to charge for your shipping. Because shipping is like a major key. I'm telling you, because a lot of times people will buy things and they'll be like, oh, this right here, this is good. I can buy this. This is good profit. Then when it gets down to the weight of it or the size of it, they realize that they didn't put the right price point for the shipping, and then you wind up losing money because the shipping took over your profits of the actual product. So you really want to invest in a scale. Like if you don't invest in anything else, you definitely want to invest in a scale, and that will help you out a lot. I promise you. You don't want to keep going to the post office or going to somewhere and weigh something. You want to be able to do it directly in your house so you can already set, how you're going to charge your shipping fee, because a lot of people lose out in that situation. The thing that I love about eBay is when people buy products, you can get your money right away. Right away. That's a very good plus. Somebody buys something right now and they pay for it. The money is right there in your PayPal account. You can leave it in there, transfer it to one of your accounts, your checking or whatever account you have, and you're good to go. Like I said, I've been doing it since 2010 on eBay, and I just basically started like really focusing on eBay the past couple of years. So it's been a lot of things that I have learned over those years, and I'm just trying to, if anybody's starting it right now, it's perfect time to start right now, because it's like I said, even if you want to resell for a living, or you just want to do a little part-time thing, or like I said, you just do the way I started off, just getting rid of some of the things in your house that you no longer want. That's the best way to start. But like I said, just take your time. Don't try to do anything major first. Just start off small, get the stuff in your house, and just work with that first. And you'll grow. If you want to grow in a reselling situation, or if you want to have an eBay business, you'll eventually grow, but just take your time. The things that I love about Mercari, you can see everything right then and there. Like if I put the pictures up, I put my description up, and then I'll put how much I want to sell the product for, I know how much Mercari is going to take out right then and there. And I can also, with your shipping, they have like different shipping levels. You're under half a pound, you're half a pound to a pound, you're pound to 3 pounds. You have to be on there to see everything, but the shipping rates are actually not bad. You have, of course, you have your post office, you have the FedEx, and then you have UPS as the shipping platforms on there. You have the same thing on eBay too. Um, but I love the way you can see if you're selling something, you can see the fees come out right away. It'll show right down there. Like if you're selling it for this amount, they'll show you that they'll take this amount for the fees, and that's your profit underneath. So that's the good thing about that. And like I said, the shipping, flat rates and stuff is actually good too. Um, I think Mercari is like, to me personally, I think it's a sleeper platform. I would never say they'll overcome eBay because eBay is just a big monster itself. Mercari is just very, like I said, it's very easy to do. It's like you put your pictures in, boom, 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 boom. You describe it, the color, the size, whatever it is, and then you just put your price point, whether you want to do free shipping or not, and then you just list it. And I have done stuff, I had posted stuff on Mercari right away and have sold items right away. I have done that on eBay a few times, but I've seen Mercari, as soon as I list something, I've seen it, somebody like it and then all of a sudden make an offer or they actually buy it like right away. And when I mean right away, I'm talking about maybe 5 to 30 minutes. So I've seen a quicker response on Mercari when I list something right away on certain items compared to what I've done on eBay. It could be the same exact item and then Mercari will just sell faster. And a lot of times on both platforms, especially with Mercari, I can tell you this right now, I like to post not during the day, not during the afternoon, but I like to kind of post up new stuff or list stuff at night. It's different time zones, East, West, Pacific, all that Central, whatever. But I try to get it around that nighttime because nighttime is normally when people are relaxed, they're sitting back, they're on their phone, and they're looking, they're shopping, or they're doing whatever. And I believe that's the right time to list anything is at night. You can do it during the day. Sometimes I'll list stuff right around lunchtime. And it all depends on what it is. You can get hits on it or somebody to like it or whatever, or somebody to make an offer. But I've seen a lot of transactions and movements like right around that nighttime when people are really focusing and watching and paying attention to and looking for things to buy. So I would say try to list stuff at night. Regardless, like take your pictures during the day and then post everything up at night. You got your daylight during the day to take your pictures of all your products, and then when you get your little downtime at night, just go ahead and post everything and list everything. Cross list is basically if I post this shirt on Mercari, I'm gonna post it on eBay too, and make sure you have your price point set at the right right level. Don't try to have it on Mercari at $40 and then have it on eBay as $30 because a lot of people that do shop, I'm not going to say they're going to know that it's you selling it off of one platform and then the other platform is like, why is it cheaper on this platform but more on this platform? So you want to make sure if you do cross list, make sure you keep everything around the same price point because you don't want to get caught in a situation where a customer notice or if they're looking for a certain shoe and they're seeing see the same exact pictures on both platforms, but the price points are totally different. They're gonna. I'm not gonna say they're gonna question your listing, but you're gonna kind of play with a customer mind, and that's what you don't really want to do. You want a customer to gain your trust and knowing that you're not really trying to play games or fraud them any kind of way. So I would say just make sure if you have it cross listed, make sure the numbers like match up on both or all platforms that you're selling on. Whenever you list on Mercari, one thing I always notice about Mercari, it's a relatively like nice app to sell on. Like I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that, but it's very nice. Like I said, I had signed up years ago, but I never used it. And then I just randomly just started posting stuff up there and then just start selling them. Selling items that I put up there. And sometimes like we all sign up for apps or whatever we sign up for. When something comes up new, we all sign up for it. Whether we use it or we don't use it, we just sign up for it just because. And like I said, I had it and I never used it, and then I just started using it, and I love it. Because normally I will post stuff up on there first, sometimes, before I will post it up on eBay, OfferUp, or any other selling apps. And that's just my preferred choice at sometimes, to go on Mercari, because I know certain things will sell on Mercari quicker than they will sell on eBay. Like I prefer to put, if I have kids' shoes, I would sell them on Mercari before I sell them on eBay. And I've always sold kid shoes on Mercari. eBay, I have sold maybe a couple of pair of kids shoes, but all my shoes basically have been sold on Mercari. Now the adult shoes, that could be, either eBay or Mercari. When it comes to hard goods, I think eBay is my main one for that. When it comes to shoes, I think Mercari probably is my main for that. Even though like I said, cross list, I think hard goods, eBay, shoes, Mercari. Even some of my accessories, sometimes I think Mercari does a good job on there as far as selling. So this is my little bit of advice. It's not nothing major, just something nice and simple, just to get anybody that wants to start selling eBay, Mercari, Facebook, Marketplace, Poshmark, wherever you want to sell at. Just take your time. Don't rush into it. If you're brand new at trying to resell or just want to get a few things, make a few dollars, start with the things in your house that you're no longer using. Go from there and then invest, a few more dollars and go find things that you can resell. Don't waste your time and go buy things and then you get everything and you take pictures of it and then realize that this is not what you want to do, or maybe you bought the wrong items and you're not making a profit that you expected. You're basically breaking even, or you're basically losing money. So for anybody that want to get in a reselling situation, if you have any questions, any comments, anything, just leave it down in the description and I'll get right back to you. Thanks y'all for watching my video.